And I would like to add one more item to my agenda, and this has to do with the letter to Attorney General Shutterman and Controller DiNapoli.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Matter passes.
Thank you. I just wanted to read into the record the letter that we were submitting to Thomas DiNapoli and Eric Schneiderman. Dear Controller DiNapoli and Attorney General Schneiderman, we, the undersigned, duly elected members of the City Council of the City of Saratoga Springs, are writing this open letter to publicly call upon you to promptly conclude your joint investigation of the complaint about our administration of the city's business. To that end, we would like to share with you our thoughts on the motivation behind what we are confident will prove to be an unfounded complaint. We understand that the complaint was instigated by former members of the City Council, Ray Watkin, Remigio Foy, and Thomas McTighe, with the support of a non-successful candidate for election to the City Council, William McTighe, and a former City Attorney, Sarah Berger, who was required to resign because of unsatisfactory performance of the duties of her office. At the same time, the former City Council members are the nominal plaintiffs in a civil lawsuit against the city that we believe has little chance of success, since their claims lack merit, and their goal is clearly not to seek any legitimate remedy, but solely to obstruct and delay the accomplishment of the city's business. We understand that the complaints allege that the city, with the unanimous approval of the City Council, improperly awarded a contract for the purchase of a parcel of real property on Union Avenue, east of the Adirondack Northway, the Union Avenue property, as a location for a new public safety facility to serve the recognized emergency service needs of the eastern part of the city. We further understand that the complainants also allege that the city, again with the unanimous approval of the City Council, improperly awarded a contract for the sale of a vacant parcel of city-owned real property on Broadway in the heart of the city's downtown commercial district, the Calmer Lot, to be finally improved after decades of delay in accordance with the city's master plan, known as the Comprehensive Plan. We understand that in reviewing the complaints, it was necessary for your staffs to devote an enormous amount of time and energy, enormous amount of time to learning the peculiarities of our city's rare decommissioned form of government, in which each of the 5 elected members of the City Council has both legislative and executive responsibilities, serving not only as lawmakers but also as chief executives of the city's Office of Mayor, the Department of Accounts, Department of Finance, Department of Public Safety, and Department of Public Works. Each of our department has, at length, explained to your staffs the unique features of the Saratoga Springs City Charter. We have also cooperated fully with your staffs by providing full access to all relevant, non-privileged city records and giving complete answers to all their questions, repeated follow-up questions, and requests for clarification, both by our own staffs and by the attorneys the city was forced to hire at taxpayer expense to defend against the complainant's spurious civil lawsuit. At the end of the investigations, we are confident that your staffs will conclude that all the evidence demonstrates that the contracts were awarded as a result of appropriate procedures that were lawfully designed to take into consideration not only the city's needs, but also the special characteristics of each available piece of property, which by the very nature of real estate are unique. We are also confident that the evidence will also show that the complainants, during their long tenures on City Council, utterly failed to address the city's needs to construct an east side public safety facility at or near the Union Avenue property, and to advance the development of the Calmer Lot in accordance with the Comprehensive Plan. Furthermore, the evidence will show that one or more of the complainants or their supporters has a conflict of interest arising from their own plans for private development of the Calmer Lot. Additionally, 2 of the complainant supporters, William McTighe and Sarah Berger, have announced that they are candidates for election to the Saratoga Springs City Council in November. These announcements alone might make it obvious that complainants' only goal is to seek their own personal and political ends at the expense of the city's taxpayers. In fact, Mr. McTighe and Ms. Berger are using your investigation and the lawsuit in their campaigns. Meanwhile, attending to the politically and self-motivated complaint has wasted your staff's times and the scarce resources of the state and city governments for no legitimate purpose. The investigation has dragged on for many months, delaying progress on the East Side Public Safety Facility and the development of the Calmer Lot. Therefore, we respectfully call upon you to promptly complete your investigation, publicly release the results, and allow the City of Saratoga Springs to proceed with its lawful business. Respectfully yours, Commissioner Michelle Madigan, Commissioner Skip Scirocco, Commissioner John Frank, and Commissioner Christian Mattison. We had asked for signatures from all 5 members of the City Council. We were told yesterday that all 5 members of the City Council would sign this letter, and we found later in the day that Mary Epson declined, and we didn't get a reason why. I was wondering if there was a reason why you changed your mind.
I had the letter read to me. I never saw a written copy until late in the day. I had several meetings yesterday. When I had a few minutes to go to the computer, your deputy ran in and said, "You need to sign this right now." And I said, "I haven't even read it yet. I've not seen the written version. I'm going to talk to our city attorney as he recommended that I do." I called Vince. He was in Albany. It took a while for us to connect. When we finally had a chance to discuss it, I definitely was going to make some edits, and your deputy said, "No, thank you. It's going. We're sending it." And she pushed send. So that's that.
So you want
I need more, I need more. I don't know what the big rush was yesterday. I really don't. If you're going to send out something that important, please ask me to review it in writing and give me some time with it. And I would hope that you would take my edits seriously. And I didn't even get a chance to make any recommendations to the changes of the letter.
Well, we read it to you yesterday.
Yeah, you read it, but I'm not going to sign anything until I see it in writing. So
right, and so I believe we emailed to it.
I don't know what the big rush was.
Excuse me. The letter was read to us. We all said yes. You said yes, Mayor. Why would you say yes to something if you needed time with it? You said
was
yes.
told.
Actually, I think you said absolutely.
No, I didn't
to
say.
Commissioner Scirocco.
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
So it's just a prime example of it's difficult to know when you're serious about something. This is an excellent letter, and actually I saw in the news in the paper today, and I'm curious because you told us yes, and we thought I signed. You want to know why I signed? I thought we were all signing. I thought we had a commitment. We had a meeting as a council. I thought we had a commitment from you. You said yes. That's not no. That's not maybe. That's not I need to review. That was yes. So we all wanted to sign as a council. We didn't find out until later that none of us made edits. Did I make an edit, Commissioner Mattison?
No.
Anybody? No. What were your edits? Because I read in the paper that you didn't want to push the Attorney General or the Comptroller. Did you have edits, or are you concerned about the Attorney General and Comptroller?
So if you really wanted me to be included, you would have accepted my edits and taken more time and let me sign it after I had read it carefully and made my edits. But you send it, so it's done. I can write my own letter. And besides, I've been subpoenaed too. I'm listed on the lawsuit. I have met with them. I feel very comfortable with my comments. I am on the record with them now, and I don't think this letter is going to be effective. I don't think it's our place to tell the AG or Comptroller to rush one of their investigations. And I truly believe they're going. In fact, I talked to the attorneys today, Jenna and Dan, and there's no way that this is going to make a difference. So
there's no way.
No, and I got an update in regards to the woman who's handling the case, and she's going to proceed with her plans. So I feel comfortable. The AG and Comptroller's doing good work, and upon further reflection, I was not eager to be rushed into something so important after I had it in writing. So
difficult to take you at your word, Mayor.
Well, Jenna and Dan had
that's the decision I made.
Through this letter. Actually, they went through this letter and edited it before.
They said they had very little to do with this entire thing. This was not their idea. This is not part of the overall strategy. I was subpoenaed. I was interviewed. I feel comfortable with everything that they have on record from me. So I think I'm good.
Okay. Nobody's asking anybody to rush anything. I think it says here that this is dragged on for so many months, and I think that's the problem. That if you talk to Jenna or Dan, what they would tell you is that they're surprised at how little progress they've made on this so far. And so this is making it more difficult for us to proceed with these very important
Nobody
land
wants us to be over faster than me, but this letter was not the way to get there. So I'll write my own letter if you want to try to encourage them. But again, it's not going to be the same tone. After talking to Dan and Jenna, I think they'll help me craft something that I'm comfortable with. I'm happy to do it.
You know, Mayor, this is not something that we brought on. This is something that was brought on the council by some outside.
I understand that, but
actually former commissioners and a mayor of the city, actually, creating a situation where now the city council has to come out and defend itself, and we have to obviously defend the city. I mean, that's my position here. I'm defending ourselves, but I think we have to defend the city too. Why you have reservations on that, I don't understand. And that's really that's your problem.
You're putting words in my mouth. I have no reservations on defending the city.
I think the bigger issue here, that every day that goes by, it costs taxpayers more money, because those attorneys are looking for more money, our attorneys. When in fact we don't believe that there's any issues, and the letter clearly states that.
We'll
we
find
don't believe
out.
There's any issues. We don't believe we did anything wrong.
Okay, then let them do their investigation.
That's exactly what I think the letter says, and it's basically saying, hey, look into this. Take as much time as you need to look into it, but try to expedite it if you can, because we really think that there's other motives here. There's ulterior motives that why these people have done what they've done. I can't think for the life of me why an elected official would sit there and turn around and sue the people who put those people in office and trusted them and did whatever it took to keep them in office, and maybe that's why they're not here. I don't know, but that's unconscionable in my opinion. And the people who sat at this table, one of them I defeated by the biggest vote margin in the city, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what the voters did. I can't for the life of me imagine them people coming out and doing something like that, when in fact this project is going to benefit the city. It's going to benefit the taxpayers in the city. It's going to benefit the 1,400 households out there in the Eastern Plateau. That to me is just total neglect of their duties, because in fact they had the opportunity to do it. They didn't do it. So now they're looking down on this council, going out and suing us, hiring a firm, actually not just hiring a firm, and then turn around sending letters to the Attorney General and the Comptroller. And in fact, what did we do wrong? Would you please tell me what it is?
I don't know why you're talking to me.
Why you have reservations?
Talk to them. And by the way, the lawsuit is no longer pursuing. They're not pursuing the lawsuit. Didn't you get the news?
What news?
They're not pursuing the lawsuit. The AG's office does not want politics involved in this, so they're not pursuing the lawsuit. It's done.
What?
Who?
What?
Who said that?
The AG's office.
When did they tell us that?
The AG's office is not.
Obviously, you know something we don't.
No, the AG's office asked everyone to keep politics out of this.
Yeah.
Well, that has nothing to do with them.
So the lawsuit is no longer being pursued.
The lawsuit is no longer being
that you
pursued
just referred to. It's been
by Commissioner McTighe and Ray Watkin.
Yeah, weeks ago, months ago.
What?
Talk to your attorneys. I can't believe they didn't tell you this.
They were quoted in the newspaper today.
Yes.
I mean,
Eileen, could you?
It sounds like, thank you, Deputy.
It's even more confusing.
This is an executive session when we're talking about pending litigation, though.
Excuse me, Mayor. This is all news to me. This is your attorneys, too. This is the council's attorneys.
Today.
You did you?
Yeah.
Well, they talked to me last night. I told them that you said you were going to sign the letter. This was our letter. This was not the attorney's letter. And the lawsuit is now dropped. That is news to us.
That sure is.
That is great news, if it's true.
That would save the city a ton of money.
I'm very surprised that Dan Hurto and Jenna Rothheim did not call us to tell us that.
Yeah. So you're saying the lawsuit has been dropped by...
I don't want to put words in the Attorney General's mouth.
Just
it's
did.
not.
No. This,
I'm not an attorney.
This isn't the Attorney General. This would be Tommy and Ray and Remija
right.
dropping their lawsuit. That's not the Attorney General.
The
You're saying
Attorney
that
General
Tommy
asked them to put the lawsuit aside while they do their investigation.
Oh, no. But they haven't dropped their lawsuit. They've asked them to put it aside.
Vince, do you have anything to add here? I am clearly not the city attorney, so...
He's not representing us on this case.
No, but he's been involved.
And actually, after you're done, Vince, Mayor, you said you talked to the Attorney General because we haven't been able to talk to them. So they're giving you an update. Maybe you could share the update with the council.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That would be nice.
It didn't come from didn't come to me.
You just said you spoke to them.
I didn't.
You said you spoke to the. You said it. You said you spoke to them, and that this letter wasn't going to make a difference.
No.
I can quote you on that. Okay.
You're putting words in my mouth.
No, I'm
I
not.
appreciate it.
Go ahead. Sorry.
We have not received any notification as of yet with regard to any lawsuit actually being dropped or discontinued. A discontinuance would require a filing, and we haven't been made aware of that. The manner in which they're progressing, I really can't speak to that, but there's been no discontinuance of the action or a dropping of the lawsuit as far as any official filing or indication of that sort that we've been made aware of. There's a motion pending that was made by Dan and Jenna with regard to that, where there's been no decision as of yet. I can't speak any further.
But you don't know anything about former Commissioner McTighe or former Mayor Watkin or former Commissioner Foy dropping their lawsuit?
No.
Okay, I thought that the mayor had just said that they had dropped their lawsuit.
Well, we discussed it, that they were asked by the AG's office to put that aside.
They have been dropped.
They could do their investigation, just like they're asking everyone to just let them do their job.
I've been pushing them to do their job. That's the whole point of this letter. We want them to do their job. We don't want them, and I guess Phil Diamond made that comment, and you've just made that comment that we're asking them to rush their investigations. I'm not doing anything of the sort. I want a thorough investigation. In fact, I want a really thorough investigation. But I want it done. It's not being done. What Jenna and Dan had said was that they were surprised at how little progress was being made on the part of the Attorney General's office regarding this investigation. That's the problem, and that's the reason for this letter. Because the longer this is out here, again, it ties up all these transactions, number one, which is a public safety issue, and number two, yes, is it being used for political purposes? Yes, it is. People keep referring to this investigation as if we've done something wrong. Well, you know what? We haven't. And the sooner this is over, the better. And if there's any kind of a political connection here between the Attorney General's office and someone involved with these complaints to try to tie this up and try to continue this and not resolve it until after the election or just before the election, I think that would be really unfortunate. So I'm asking that the politics be taken out of this and that they get to work and do this investigation. And I think people will find some really interesting things about what actually happened here when the investigation is over.
Vince, could you clarify what I think what you just said is you do not know what the mayor is saying or talking about, to paraphrase. And I just want to make sure we're on the record here because I don't want a lot of misinformation out there. I don't know. I heard dropped the case. I heard set aside the case. I've not heard any of these things to date.
Directly.
So, well, you just told me that it was dropped, but you're saying you have not heard this yourself. So I just don't want to be spewing misinformation here at the City Council table. I want to make sure we're very clear about what we know the Attorney General is or is not doing. Because I don't know now.
For an action to actually be dropped or discontinued is the proper terminology, there would have to be a stipulation that would be filed. We're in receipt of no such stipulation. The matter is currently before Judge Seiss for determination on the motion. And that determination will come when Judge Seiss reviews the papers and makes a decision. The timeline for Judge Scheiss's decision is neither up to the plaintiff nor the defendant on that. To the extent that the AG's office may have encouraged the plaintiffs to not progress, that could be.
Okay.
That's entirely possible.
Is there a legal thing called a set aside?
No.
Okay.
No. That no.
No.
As I said, I'm not a lawyer, but it's not going to be. It's not progressed. Whatever you just said.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, Mayor, the final thing is, you said you spoke with the woman leading the Attorney General.
No,
You
Jenna,
did. You
Jenna
said
did.
No, you said you spoke. You did. Yeah, I think a lot of people heard it. So if you have an update, you said she's going to proceed along normal course. No, if you have an update, if you've spoken with the Attorney General's office, because you said you did, please update the council. I mean, that is important information that needs to be shared with the council. You seem to have information that a couple of months ago the lawsuit was dropped, but none of us else had heard that. I mean, I'm just wondering, what have you heard? What haven't you heard? What is real? I can't figure it out right now. I am very confused. Have you spoken with the Attorney General like you just said you did?
I have not spoken to Eric Schneiderman since he was in Saratoga.
You said the woman leading the.
There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that work for the Attorney General's office.
Yeah,
Jenna is saying that there's a woman who is in charge of our investigation.
Bridget Scully.
Who is looking into a lot of aspects, and for some reason only came and interviewed me, and I thought it was progressing fine. I mean, I've been listed on the lawsuit. I've been interviewed for 2 hours, and I had no idea it wasn't progressing. And Jenna seemed to say that the woman was looking into the woman in charge of the investigation was looking into a lot of different aspects of this, and I don't have any more details. But to me, it was progressing, at least from my end.
And just stepping back here, it wouldn't be up to the Attorney General to interfere with a lawsuit of that sort, would it?
That's correct.
Thank you.
So the lawsuit has not been dropped, right, Commissioner? One has nothing to do with the other?
Different areas of law.
Thank you.
That would be great.
I was starting to feel like I really, truly had no idea what was going on if it was dropped weeks and months ago.
All right, on to the county supervisors. And you know what? As you're getting settled in, Matt, I just have a quick announcement because I just got an email